Hello, this is John and Glenda. We're camped out in an area north of Hanksville, Utah, and today we're going to ride a road called Fun Way Around Temple Mountain.
Come explore with us.
As usual, first step to air down the tires. These stone structures are remnants of the Temple Mountain town site that sprang up due to the mining going on nearby. As we are out exploring, we always discover the most interesting history. Around 1921, Madame Marie Curie and her husband spent time here. Ore from the mines had been sent to Madame Curie in France for her experiments. Experiments that led to her being the first woman to receive the Nobel Prize. Actually, she received two, first for discovering radioactivity and again for isolating pure radium. At the time, radium was called nature's wonder element. It turned out to be a treatment for cancer and the development of X-rays, but little was known at that time about the devastating effects of prolonged exposure to radiation.
We really haven't had an opportunity to drive two-track roads since we got our Bronco, but I'll have to tell you, I really love it. Those gray tailings indicate a uranium mine.
These mines really began producing in about 1914, but the major production happened in 1940 and early 1950s. Men flocked to the area to find work. They arrived in old jalopy automobiles and army surplus jeeps. They knew the work could be dangerous, descending in a bucket down the shaft, but they had no idea of the long-term effects of exposure to the ore. From 1948 through 1956, Temple Mountain produced 1,287,000 pounds of yellowcake uranium and 3,799,000 pounds of vanadium. This all took place during the escalation of the Cold War. Here's a pullover. Let's stop and have a look around.
This looks like a good place for a Dr. Pepper break.
While we were stopped for a Dr. Pepper and snack here at this spot, I decided to fly my drone up and take a look around. What I really wanted to do was fly between the Temple Mountain spire and that knob off to the right. So I sent it up. But I didn't get high enough to look over the top. I got up to the maximum limit of 400 feet, and I still wasn't high enough. So there wasn't anything left for me to do up there then but turn around and start looking around. But it did give me a chance to look back down on the Bronco and see how small it looks from 400 feet up in the air. And then a chance to look out across the countryside. I have a hard time keeping up with where my drone is, and I sure didn't want it to hit that rock. I wonder if this old car is left over from the days of uranium mining.
There's another vehicle didn't make it out. another old car. It's a stark and stunning landscape, lots of color variations, but you can see the canyons and the mesas in the distance. Just beautiful.
This is as far as we decided to go on the fun way around Temple Mountain Road, so we just decided to back up and have lunch.
Picnic lunch in a remote location with beautiful views. It just makes the time on the trail that much more enjoyable. Well, Fun Way Around Temple Mountain has certainly lived up to its name. A fun trail, beautiful scenery, lots of history in the area. That makes for a fun day. And surprisingly, we were the only ones on the trail. We didn't see anyone else. Thanks for riding along with us.